Well, India has lost 5 of its brave sons to a terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua area. Well, India has vowed to avenge the supreme sacrifice of our Jawans. The mortal remains of our brave hearts, Rifleman Anuj Negi, Head Constable Kamal Singh, Naib Subedar Anand Rawat, Naik Vinod Singh, Rifleman Adarsh Singh were all brought back to Dehradun. The final tribute was paid to the fallen heroes at the Jolly Grant Airport. Well, Pakistan's terror clearly continues to bleed India. The back-to-back attacks have jolted the country, sending tremors all across. While heart goes out to our Veer Jawans, there's a massive political showdown over on the other end as well. In fact, the National Conference patron and former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah seems to have finally taken a stand against Pakistan without really naming the country. The same man who had said that Pakistan is not wearing chudiyan, कि उन्होंने चूड़ियां नहीं पहनी हुई, is today equipped, also saying that they are now equipped with atom bombs. Today has said that terrorism is not the way forward but a path to destruction for the neighboring nation. Listen in to some of these reactions which are coming in.
मुझे समझ नहीं आती उनकी सोच क्या है और सोच इस बात का है. This is not way forward. This is way backward. And if they want movement forward, then they have to stop this thing and stop it now before it's too late. I think the pressures of the world have to increase. The only way forward now is the pressure of the world on that country must increase. That this is not path to peace. This is path to destruction. Stop it now.
Well, viewers, in fact, let's first tell you what really happened in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua area yesterday. Well, it all started last afternoon when 5 army personnel died when the army convoy was ambushed by terrorists. This was a routine patrol that they had gone on to, but then their van was ambushed by the terrorists in the remote area of Macheri. After this, the 5 Jawans have also been injured grievously, and then they were immediately rushed to a nearby hospital where they were receiving medical treatment. Many of them are still battling for their lives. Well, as per the sources, the army vehicles were on a routine patrol in the Macheri area at the Malhar Road when the attack took place. After the initial attack, the terrorists reportedly threw a grenade and then opened fire at the security personnel. The forces retaliated, but the terrorists fled into the nearby forest. Well, Times Now brings you a report from the very place where this attack has happened.
At about 1:30, a group of terrorists, they come out to this place. They opened indiscriminate fire. They ambushed army petrol vehicle that was moving from this area. And you can see the bullet marks that narrate the whole story. What really happened at that point of time? It appears that terrorists were more than 4 to 5 in number. They targeted 2 vehicles in this area. And they were carrying with them large quantities of arms and ammunition. They were carrying with them M4 carbine. They were carrying with them AK-47 rifle. 5 army personnel were martyred and 5 others were critically injured, and they were immediately evacuated to hospital. Let me show you empty cartridges also here. The empty cartridges are lying here. This narrates the story that after that there was a brief exchange of fire between the terrorists and security forces. And terrorists, after ambush, they fled into nearby forest belt. Since then, operation has been launched to pin down terrorists.
Well, in fact, your channel, Times Now, has spoken to an eyewitness who witnessed this horrifying ambush and attack on our security forces. He explains how the tragedy and the horror unfolded before his eyes.
4-5-6 बंदे थे यहाँ दुकान पर बैठे हुए तो पहले बस गई, बस जाने के बाद 10 मिनट के बाद गाड़ी आ गई आर्मी वालों की। गाड़ी आई तो हम सौदा दे रहे, उसके बाद एक टिप्पर भी गया, उसको पासिंग दी आर्मी वालों ने, उसको जो ब्रिज के साथ ही। उसके बाद कोई 2-3 मिनट के बाद फायरिंग शुरू हो गया। हम दुकान के अंदर, हमें पता नहीं चला जे फायरिंग, हमने पहले समझा जे इसका इनका गाड़ियों का टायर पंचर हो गया, बहुत बड़ा धमाका हुआ। उसके बाद फायरिंग चलती रही तो हमें को पता चला, अंदर ही हमको पता चला, हमने समझ लीजिए जहाँ पर काउंटर हो गया।
So what really has been very concerning is this, that this is the 7th attack in a month, where there seems to be a pattern which is now emerging in all these attacks which have taken place, all of them in Jammu. The most recent attack was on the 8th of July in Badnota, where a junior commissioned officer, a JCO, a policeman and 3 Jawans were brutally butchered. A day before that, there was yet another attack, remember, which had happened in Manjakot, in which a soldier was injured. But the guards pushed the terrorists back. On 26th of June, there was a terror attack in Bhadreva, in which the terrorists were neutralized. On 12th of June, in the terror attack in the Chhattirgala area, soldiers and a police officer were also injured. On June the 11th, a CRPF constable and 3 suspected Pakistani terrorists were killed in a terror attack which happened at Hiranagar. On 9th June, in Teri Yatra of Rajouri, terrorists opened fire at a bus full of pilgrims, killing 9 of them. The INDI bloc netas have doubled down on their attack on Modi's government, saying that the security situation in Jammu and Kashmir is very worrying. Listen in.
अब ये इस मोदी रिजीम के उस नाकामी की एक मिसाल है, जहाँ पे वो दावा करते थे कि 2019 के बाद उन्होंने मिलिटेंसी ख़त्म की है और मिलिटेंसी अब है नहीं। हकीकत ये है, और बदकिस्मत हकीकत ये, हम नहीं चाहते कि ऐसा हो। बदकिस्मत हकीकत ये है कि इनके दावों के बरक्स मिलिटेंसी अब उन जगहों पे हो रही है, उन जगहों पे फैल रही है जहाँ पे मिलिटेंसी पहले देखी नहीं गई थी। इन वाक़ात से एक नाजायज फायदा उठाने की कोशिश की जा रही है बीजेपी का जो एक इकोसिस्टम है। इन वाक़ात के नतीजे में वो अपना नाजायज फायदा उठाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
Well, let me go across to our panelists. Joining us today on the show, we have Sushil Pandit, an activist from Jammu and Kashmir. We also have Abid Mir Magami, a leader with the Congress party. Advocate Ahmed Ayaz is also joining us, a political analyst. Sushil Pandit, I'm going to come to you first, because this is distressing for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, that it's not just pilgrims, police officers, army men out on patrol, even they are not being spared. But there is this slow pattern which is now emerging. Of course, we all know about the desperation before the winter sets in to pump in terrorists from across the border. But this time around, the focus of terror attacks seems to be shifting slowly towards Jammu.
Yes, Ms. Dekar, I agree with you. And this is really a huge blow. Losing 5 of our brave hearts, sons, brothers, is extremely distressing. I must put for your viewers and the fellow panelists 2 very clear factors to consider. First and foremost, 8th of July is an anniversary of Burhan Wani's encounter that took place in 2016. There were warnings that there will be an escalation, there will be an attempt to mark the anniversary of this. We should have been on a very high alert. There shouldn't have been any lapse of this security, any casualness, and we've paid for this lapse, probably. I don't know yet the details of how SOPs were not observed and how the area was not properly monitored for the movement of these terrorists. The second is a much larger issue, and that is for the leadership, the political leadership. In our eagerness to declare normalcy in Kashmir, what we have done is reduce the fight against jihad to elimination of stone pelting. Reduce the fight against an entrenched jihad with incoming tourists in millions, with development projects, with tunnels and highways, with airports and railway stations, with all kinds of development. This is not how you fight jihad. These are things that are ongoing, must go on, They are not in conflict with jihad, but jihad is a different animal altogether. And we cannot start patting our back just because there are fewer hartals, the schools and colleges are running, offices are opening, traffic is normal on the street. This is gross misunderstanding of what we face as an enemy. And that is what we are paying.
You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you. I'm sorry to have interrupted you, Sushil Pandit. But then right now, there are live visuals which are coming in from Moscow that we are going to be cutting across to, where Prime Minister Modi is meeting President Vladimir Putin.
At the helm of the
Listening to the Russian
government
president.
For 10 years, you have genuinely strived to, and India are implementing large-scale projects in trade, economic, and military and technical sphere, in nuclear and hydrocarbon-based energy, in high-tech and space exploration. It would be impossible to overemphasize your contribution to building a resilient framework for Russian-Indian cooperation in the international arena, where both our nations are defending the principles of multipolarity and rigorous observance of international law, working together for the sake of stability, global and regional security, and working closely within BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Excellency, Honorable Prime Minister, dear friend, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to congratulate you with this high Russian award and wish you good health, success, and all the best. And to the friendly people of India, I wish peace and prosperity. Thank you.
Указом президента Российской Федерации за выдающиеся заслуги в развитии особо привилегированного стратегического партнерства между Российской Федерацией и Республикой Индии и дружественных связей между российским и индийским народами орденом святого апостола Андрея Первозванного награждается Нарендра Дамодардас Моди, премьер-министр Республики Индии.
By the decree of the President of the Russian Federation for the outstanding contribution to the development of the special and privileged strategic partnership between the Republic of India and the Russian Federation and the friendly ties between the people of India and Russia, the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle, the first called, is being awarded to His Excellency Narendra Damodar Das Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
योर एक्सेलेंसी और मेरे मित्र राष्ट्रपति पुतिन, रूस के सर्वोच्च अवार्ड से सम्मानित करने के लिए मैं हृदय से आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। यह सम्मान केवल मेरा सम्मान नहीं है, यह 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों का सम्मान है। यह भारत और रूस की सदियों पुरानी गहरी मित्रता और आपसी विश्वास का सम्मान है। यह हमारी स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप का सम्मान है। एक्सेलेंसी, पिछले लगभग 2.5 दशक से आपके नेतृत्व में भारत और रूस के संबंध हर दिशा में मजबूत हुए हैं और हर बार नई ऊंचाइयों को प्राप्त करते रहे हैं। आपने दोनों देशों के बीच जिन स्ट्रेटेजिक संबंधों की नींव रखी थी, वो गुजरते समय के साथ और मजबूत होकर निखरी है। पीपल टू पीपल पार्टनरशिप पर आधारित हमारा पारस्परिक सहयोग हमारे लोगों के बेहतर भविष्य की उम्मीद भी बन रहा है, गारंटी भी बन रहा है। आज की चर्चाओं में भी हमने सभी क्षेत्रों में आपसी सहयोग को मजबूत करने के लिए नए और महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय लिए हैं। हमारे संबंध केवल दोनों देशों के लिए ही नहीं, पूरे विश्व के लिए भी अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है। आज के वैश्विक वातावरण के परिप्रेक्ष्य में भारत और रूस की पार्टनरशिप और भी अहम हो जाती है। हम दोनों विश्वास रखते हैं कि वैश्विक स्थिरता और शांति के लिए निरंतर प्रयास करते रहना चाहिए। आने वाले समय में हम मिलकर इसी दिशा में काम करते रहेंगे। एक्सेलेंसी, एक बार फिर इस सम्मान के लिए मैं 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों की ओर से आपका, रूसी सरकार का और रूस के लोगों का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। स्पासिबा।
Дамы и господа, церемония завершена.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is over.
Well, that, of course, is the visual of the Prime Minister Modi during his Russia visit, where he has been awarded the Order of St. Andrews, the Apostle, during his visit to Russia. Remember, this is one of the highest Russian chivalry awards. It symbolizes exceptional service and merit, and this was due to the contributions that Prime Minister Modi has made for the strategic partnership between India and Russia. However, the Prime Minister has hailed this award, thanked President Putin for this award, and has said that this award stands not just for me, but the 1.4 billion people of India. But with that, we are going to be slipping into a short break. Don't go anywhere.